Joe, I mean, for a guy who's been here for a few years now, just what's it like this year? Just contrast the kind of a difference in moves this heading into this trade deadline as opposed to last year. When I'm sure there was some guys that didn't know what the future held, but completely different this year.
Yeah, no, I think we can definitely feel a lot better for ourselves this time around. Obviously, last year I think we were so close, but yet so far I think those two games in Ottawa, kind of like hurt us a little bit. Felt like we weren't quite there yet as a group, and I think this year just the confidence level that we have in this team and the swagger and just the way we've been playing, the consistency all throughout the year. I think we definitely feel a lot better for ourselves this time around.
Just being for yourself being in a playoff chase here for the first time, just what's that like, and having so many veterans on the team that have been through it before. Do you lean on them for any advice or anything?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of fun playing meaningful games, and that was the goal this year. Is obviously be better as a team, but reach our goal is to play in the playoffs. And I think we brought in some good veteran guys that have been there, been in those shoes before. Even last year, adding a few guys, Copp, DP, Benny, but just adding some extra bodies, Kaner, JT, the list goes on, but just a little bit more experience obviously helps with our growth of our game, the maturity that we have in our game, and it's been shown as of late.
Joe, in terms of Newsy talked a little bit yesterday about how when you guys are on these winning streaks, he's able to touch on different things. How does it look differently in practices and when you guys are going over stuff?
Definitely our practice. We practice quite a bit, and so we got a lot of touches in practice, and we definitely need to clean up some things. Every game's not always perfect, and there's always room for improvement. So whether we can get on the ice for 20-25 minutes and just work on whether it's systems or just getting some touches. I think we've done a really good job at that of having a good focus in practice and being dialed in, whether it's for a short amount of time, even learning through video. We pretty much watch video every day, so it's a good way to learn.
Joe, do you think the next step for this team as you're closing in on a playoff berth is to show a killer instinct, meaning not that you can eliminate the Islanders tonight, but you can send a significant message to them and to everybody else?
We know that teams in our conference, they're pretty important games, especially when you got a team like that that's very hard to play against, and that's kind of chasing you in the standings. So we got to be ready like every other night. Regardless of who we're facing, every point's important, every game's important this time around. So we just got to be ready to go tonight, and they're a really good hockey team, so we just got to be ready when the puck drops.
It's been going well for you guys defensively these last few games, and kind of playing that mentality of locking guys in and locking teams down.
I think we just didn't allow as many shots, and if we allowed shots, I think they were more from the top and to the outside. I think we had good body positioning, not a lot of second and third chances for our opponent, and obviously that's a big key to success.
And then how are you feeling as well too? I know Newsy said yesterday you went in for some X-rays. Everything good on your end?
Yeah, excited obviously for the game tonight. It's going to be a different matchup. And we'll see a lot better team than the last couple games ago.
Can you talk to you about the home ice that you guys have played on this year and the crowd's energy and how you guys have been able to feed off that now as the stretch run kind of gets down to the wire?
It's for sure an advantage. I think coming into LCA, I think is a hard building to play in. And it's a lot of fun for us playing in front of our crowd, especially when the octopus is thrown on the ice. I think it gets us fired up even more. A really cool goal song, so obviously we're pushing to hear that as many times as possible. And I think the crowd is giving us a big boost in tight games.
Even on the road too, has that surprised you at all when you guys have seen the octopus on the roads too, and the road crowd that you guys have brought this year too?
Yeah, it didn't really surprise me because I think since I've been here, wherever we went, we had people in the stands wearing the wing wheel, and obviously that makes us really proud. And Always have fans in the stands is a good thing to have, I think.
So, Mo, for the guys that have been here for a few years now, just experiencing this playoff race for the first time, can you just describe what the feeling is like in a room here? Certainly completely different from years past.
Yeah, but honestly, I think we're not doing a lot different than the last couple of years. I think we've been coming to the same. We're coming to the rink with the same attitude, with the same energy level. We're practicing with the same intensity, and you just see that we're just taking strides. That we've been together for a longer time now. We know our system really well, and things starting to click. But obviously, it's a lot more fun being hunted than hunting other teams down for a wild card spot.
Do you look at the team you're playing tonight? One of the teams that's chasing you. You got a nice gap on them, but still a lot of games to play. I mean, do you look at the standings? Are you at that point right now, or are you looking to say we're this many points ahead of so-and-so?
Not really. I think you guys are doing a pretty good job of keeping us on our toes, keeping us updated, and overall, I think those are the kind of 4-point games we want to win. You can create an even bigger gap, and having them leave points on the road is obviously a big point for us too, or a big positive thing. So overall, I'm not really interested in the standings. I just like our little streak we got going on. We want to obviously continue that and want to ride the hot hand.
You know, a play like that the other night when you blocked the shot, I think Fish blocked the shot, maybe somebody else. Do you guys is that kind of contagious? Everybody kind of expects a play like that then, or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, it was a minute and 20 left or 50 left, and Fish goes out there and blocks a huge shot. And that just shows the character that's in the team. Nobody's afraid to step up in certain moments. Either it's a big hit, or we got to step up for a teammate, or we block a shot. It's just we expect it from everyone, and I think everyone is showing up as of right now.
How do you avoid complacency during games?
I still think the group knows where we're at. I really do think the guys know we are going to need every single point right up to game 82. So again, it's probably what we talked about yesterday. Still judging ourselves on performance over outcome. The other night's a perfect example. Obviously, great offensive night. We put 8 in the back of the net, but there were some times, and understandable with some of the leads we had, where we got a little loose in our game. Able to hopefully talk about that, correct it, and I think our guys know this might be a little bit different animal tonight in the Islanders. We did get Washington on a back-to-back. Islanders, they're going to be fighting for their season tonight.
How much of a relief is it, though, when you know that half the roster's not up for sale or anything like that, and that there's no rumors swirling around? It's just got to be one less headache.
It's different. Again, Steve is going to do what's right for our organization no matter what. And again, I think everyone thinks it was the Ottawa series. Steve was looking out for the future. He's going to do what's right. What does that look like? I don't know. So, I think the guys are, of course, comfortable where the team's at. But again, that's why you have a manager that's looking out for the big picture and not the immediate picture.
Lucas is on a bit of a roll here. Quite a few, I think, multi-point games in his last 12 or 13. It seemed like his first couple of years he was a guy that really relied on thrived in playing with Larkin. Do you like how he's been able to adapt and play with different players?
100%. Great observations. We just, even a couple times earlier this year, we took him off the Larkin line for a little bit different depth throughout our lineup, and he didn't handle it great. I just think it's a credit to where he is, where on nights he can drive lines, and he's been one of our more consistent forwards of late. I think it's a really good sign for Lucas and a good sign for our group going forward.
Have you talked to Dan and stuff? 16 straight?
Yeah, I talked to him on the way in today. Yeah, happy for him and his success. He's a really, really good coach. I knew that going into this. Obviously, worked with him. Been a big fan of Dan my whole career. But I think they're also benefiting, and knock on wood, we're healthy, they're healthy. It's created some issues. I don't like not having Klim or Justin in of late. I just think we're going to be leaning on him heavily soon somewhere. But they're benefiting from it too. They have a health. They have some pretty good hockey players sitting out on some given nights there too. But that's good on him and good on the group.
Between the game in Chicago on Sunday and then putting up a crooked number the way that you did on Tuesday, it seems as though the degree of national attention on your team has gone up quite a bit in the last week. Is that something you've paid much attention to?
No, not really. We're an original 16. I think the league is in a much better spot when the Red Wings are relevant. I know we were flirting with it a little bit last year. I got some attention. I just think it's a good story. But it's on us to live in the moment and keep it going.
Hey, Ole's steadiness on the blue line, especially breaking pucks out of your own end, just how much is his experience and poise help stabilize that group?
A ton. He's playing at a really high level of late. And again, he's one of the better guys at finding in the middle of the ice, which you have to do in today's NHL. And the breakout forechecks are so aggressive. There's not many teams where the D is not part of a 5-man forecheck, and you find the ice, and he does that. And just any time we can be efficient with puck play, it just helps the rhythm of our team. He's a big part of it.
Thank you.
Thanks.